From Los Angeles, I'm Brad Lemack. Welcome to segment 2 of Inside the Business of Acting with Michael Donovan. I'm a talent manager. I wrote a book called The Business of Acting, and what we do on this series is present to you some conversations with some really interesting people who have had important journeys in the business, and we're going to learn from their mistakes and their turning points, and the lessons learned along the way. If you had a chance to do it again differently, you would. Michael Donovan, one of the prominent, preeminent casting directors here in Los Angeles, and coming up later, we're going to talk about your work in Los Angeles theater.
Mm-hmm.
People think, theater, they think New York, but there are some very key people who have worked very hard to build a reputation for Los Angeles as a theater town, both for theater goers and for actors seeking professional work in the journey of building their resumes. So we will talk about that. Your decision to give up the pursuit, the career journey, the pursuit of the career as an actor,
mm-hmm.
and go into casting, that was a bold move. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I'm an actor, this is all I want to do,
mm-hmm.
I have the passion, the dream, in a lot of ways, it can be a little myopic because you close yourself off to a lot of other opportunities, creative opportunities that could really be extraordinary. I mean,
mm-hmm.
It seems to me that was your decision too. It evolved, but
yeah.
It got you the right place.
Well, I was acting and directing, and that's kind of how I got into casting, because I directed a play, and casting director Beth Holmes, who's very respected, and casting director for commercials, and a lovely lady, came to see the show, and she came backstage and she said she really did enjoy the direction, and would I be interested in directing casting sessions?
Nice.
Well, I was an actor, and someone was offering me money, and I said,
Yeah.
oh, of course, and I had no clue what she was talking about, but 2 days later I was winging it, and that's kind of how I got into casting, through my directing. So it was really not expected, not planned.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Right.
how it happened. It was just, God went, do this. I went, okay. So I started doing that, found that I loved it, and then that's kind of where it started. And at the time, you had a director and you had a camera operator in the room, and now
at
it's
commercial auditions.
Yeah, commercial auditions.
Yeah.
It was commercial. I should
Not
explain
like that
yeah.
anymore,
No,
is
now
it?
it's one person.
Yeah.
And had it been one person at the time, it couldn't have been me, because I had zero technical skills about running a camera at the time. So it was all very serendipitous and
Right.
right?
No, it's true. Yeah. And now it's so completely different, right? Because it's not like you just go in and you turn on the little reel-to-reel, whatever, those big machines.
Yeah.
I mean, now you have to be like a technical
It's
genius.
changing regularly.
Right.
I mean, the problem is trying to keep up with the technology is unbelievable. We've gone from 3/4 tape to half-inch tape to DVD to now, just putting someone online. I mean, it's who knows? I don't know what'll be next.
You don't even need producer sessions, really, do you? Callbacks. In some ways, they can get the stuff online, or they can get it.
It depends on the producer, it depends on the
Yeah.
director, how involved they want to be in that first round.
Yeah.
Some prefer to wait just till callbacks. So it varies from job to job, and it varies whether you're doing film, television, theater, or commercials too, obviously.
I want to talk about the audition process in just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, being on the other side of that process, were there rather instant realizations of what was happening and your perspective on that?
My head was spinning the first couple of days. I was, oh my God, all the stuff that I didn't know. Had I known when I was an actor, would have made me a much better actor.
Like what?
Just like the way people submit pictures that are ludicrous, submitting themselves for things that they're completely wrong for.
That's not new, right?
Yeah, showing up without a picture and thinking that that's okay when you go to an audition. Showing up late and assuming, well, I'm only 10 minutes late. What? To me, we've talked about this, but to me, being on time for an audition means you're there at least 10 minutes early. That's on time. Showing up at your appointment time, you're late,
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, because you have no idea what you might have to do at that audition, particularly in commercials. So, the list goes on and on. just understanding the sheer numbers that you're up against. And
Which you didn't know before? I mean, you had no idea?
I don't think I was cognizant of it. I think I had kind of a vague sense of it, but to really see it work was just so eye-opening. And I think every actor, if they're given the opportunity, they should work in casting. And a ton of casting directors will be very happy to have you work for them as an intern for free, because we're all looking for free help, of course, and you get a chance to work behind the scenes. And let's be honest, you're in a position where if I need somebody who's your type, who am I going to call in? You know, you're going to be
Even aging Jews?
Even aging Jews.
Oh, never mind. It is interesting because as an actor, because I went underground as an actor. That's a whole other story. You only know what, couple of things. You only know what you're submitted on
Right.
because you either made the submission or someone who represents you made it and you got called in for that particular role, right? And you only know about what the competition is really like because of who's in that room when you show up for
Absolutely.
the audition. So I think what you're saying is really valid. Just
Yeah,
to
you don't
give
see the
that
other side of it,
perspective.
you know,
Yeah.
and don't understand the better business people are often the people who are being seen, because they just are better at what they're doing in terms of the business side of it. So, and it's hard to explain until you actually see it in person. And now I just look at things and I kind of go, oh yeah, I used to do that, you know.
It's in spite of like that discovery of what was really going on, you still decided to pursue casting, right? So did you march forward without any look back of thinking that, well, maybe I might someday get back into it or something like that?
You know, I don't think you ever know when you go into a career whether you're done forever with that thing. I mean, I still can't tell you that for sure I'm done forever. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe at some point I might do it again. But right now, no. And to run after it again? No. Especially because I know what it's like. No, that's a terrible thing to say. No, I just think it requires an incredible amount of courage, stamina, and determination. And I think you have to really, really want it. I'm paraphrasing, but Jane Fonda once said something along the lines of, if there's anything else that you can do, then you should be doing that, because then you don't understand. It has to be 100% or it's just not going to work, you know?
Well, part of that dilemma, particularly with the kids I teach and that you teach, is that what they see, their role models or their examples, make it look so easy, right? And you know, we talked in our first segment a little bit about the disconnects, you know, and while there are schools that are teaching Stanislavski, the real world out here is that they don't really care if you can spell it. That's in education is great. We're both big believers in education, but at its core, it's an irrelevant piece of the puzzle when someone goes up for the job.
It's something that has to all be in your knowledge, in your history, but a lot of times the people that you're going to be auditioning for don't care. It's something that you can then tap into, something that you can use as a source for you, but you're right. I remember one of my first auditions after I gotten out of college, the casting director said, "Who you're studying with?" I said, "Well, I just got my bachelor's in law." He goes, "No, who are you studying with?" I went, "I just spent how many years getting my
thousands of dollars
degree, and that doesn't matter?" And basically it didn't. So, of course, it also depends on the casting director. For me, I absolutely do respect where you went to college, and there's certain programs in the country that are very valuable to me because I know what you've learned and I know what you're ready to do. But I'm very open to seeing just about anybody. I don't feel locked into just, oh, you have to have gone to Tisch and you've got to have gone to Carnegie Mellon. And,
well, because you look, I mean, the goal is you look for the best, which is rather interesting because the profession, your profession, it's had an evolution of its own, really. I mean, we have a different kind of casting director now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, the business has, I think, required it.
More informed casting director, more open to other ideas casting director, more open to new faces, all of that. Yeah, I'm always looking for new faces, always. That never stops.
So how do you do that? How?
I see a ton of theater.
In Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles. I think last year I saw 67 shows. workshops.
Go to showcases?
I go to showcases, I go to workshops, I go to improv, I go to stand-up, I go to screenings, I go to, I mean, you know, basically any chance that I can. I can't see everything, it's impossible. But at least I know that you're serious about doing it. If you send me an invitation to something and I don't get there, I still saw that you're serious about your craft. And I'll send my staff member if I can, or somebody will at least acknowledge that you've been doing that. I think it's very important. And along those lines too, if you're going to do something in the hopes of being seen, that's great. But you know, don't do it just to be seen, because that's a mistake. Do it for the craft and to improve your work as an actor. You know what I mean? And then the side effect maybe is that somebody from the business will see it and see that too.
This, I think, is sort of a Los Angeles theater problem in some way.
More than New York. It's not a New York problem at all.
And that a lot of the equity waiver theater, for example, that we see in Los
99 seat.
Angeles.
We don't call it equity waiver anymore. We call it 99 seat. Yes, thank you.
Is there's a huge number of people who do it. All right, so I'm making this generalization. Okay, so
yes, you are.
If you don't like what I say, you can email me. But I think that there's a lot of people who do it not for the love of theater first, and not for the necessity to build one's resume with professional credits first, but for what they think is the opportunity to be seen by agents, managers, and casting directors to take them to what they think they really need, which is television and film opportunity. So they're missing the boat because they're giving a different kind of performance than they would if they were just invested in the art.
I agree, completely agree. And I think that you've missed the opportunity to just think of this as a chance to be a better actor, to keep your instrument tuned, so that when you get that audition for that, you know, Friends, you know, or whatever huge series you're up for, you're...
You know, we're dating ourselves.
Okay, fine. So whatever, I don't know. Okay, so give me a current series. Give me, you know, fine, Heroes.
Betty.
Great, whatever. Ugly Betty. Sure, Ugly Betty. Great. All right, so, okay, so you're auditioning for Ugly Betty, and they're directing it is Paul Lazarus, who also is directing the current show at Pasadena Playhouse.
Right.
Oh.
That.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're a theater guy. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I just happen to be doing a play.
Yeah.
So, blah, 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 blah.
And then, so it is.
Mm-hmm.
We will be talking about the Los Angeles theater scene. I'm sorry, I told you that we would do that.
Yes, you did.
Segment,
don't lie to them.
Just to keep you engaged to what we're doing here. In segment 3, coming up next, first I want to talk about, I want nuts and bolts for them.
Okay.
I want to talk about the audition process, how you see it. I want to talk about mistakes, really the mistakes actors make that oftentimes they're not aware that they're making, that prevent them from getting the first job or getting the next job.
Or getting back into that office again.
Exactly. I mean, which can, you know, derail a career journey completely. So we'll do that, and then coming up we'll also talk about the Los Angeles theater scene. If you're an actor in Los Angeles, there's more than hope. There's, I think, great cause for celebration.
There's more theater in Los Angeles than any other city in the country.
And we will talk about that. Los Angeles-based casting director and a great guy, Michael Donovan, is here. For more information on Michael and his classes and about what we're talking about, you can find that on the resources page at thebusinessofacting.com. I'm Brad Lemack, and we'll be back to see you in segment 3.